Hello, family. Happy 11/11. Me here with the beloved Precious. Oh my goodness. I'm so excited to speak with this woman. She's coming in from Zimbabwe. She's a part of the Sisters Connected Trust, which we're going to learn a whole bunch about. And Precious, would you like to take a moment to introduce yourself? Let us know who you're being in the world.
Okay. My name is Precious. I'd love to believe that I'm love and light. That's what I said when I wake up in the morning. I'm a mother to five girls, and I'm a founder of an organization that's called Sisters Connected Trust. It's here in Zimbabwe. Um, we help the girls, the marginalized girls from marginalized communities and the women through agricultural projects. That's how we empower the women and the girls out as well through educational grants.
Absolutely beautiful. So I know that you do a lot in the world, and our dear friend Shevakar from Heart Ambassadors and the Fiera Foundation introduced us. And part of our introduction together was, oh, Food Forest, Heart Math, you must talk with Precious. And so I want to dive into that. But the first thing that I really do want to ask you is, what does seeding our new earth mean to you as a mother, as a woman? What does that mean for you?
For me, it's sitting in you is like getting in touch with my inner being, like not living from a religious, like being indoctrinated, and it's just um, like getting in touch with who I am, my core being, and and serving people, and my purpose is to serve. I feel like I'm here to serve. So fitting a new app for me is like working in my purpose here on earth, not being told what to do by the different doctrines and all.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I love that. So being in your sovereignty, right? And moving from your heart.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That light within. I see that light in your shining smile. Oh, so beautiful. Tell us about your children for a moment. How old are they?
Um, I've got so many. I've got like five, and the first one is 14. All of them are girls. The first one is 14. The second one is 12. Third one is 9. Um, fourth one is 7. Fifth one is turning 2 in November, on the 1st of November. So they are all girls, and it sometimes it gets crazy in the house with all the noise because of the age
Wow.
difference. They're like, but I love them to be. They're like, they're my world. I every minute that I spend with them is just so precious. Like my life, I really love and adore them. And like for my girls, I'm teaching them to speak their truth and live their truth and not be conditioned by the society, the rules of the society. Because when we were growing up, we were told that a woman cannot act this way, a woman cannot do that. Like from where I come from in Africa, so I'm trying to, as I am unlearning the things that I had been taught before, I want to teach them to walk, like to speak their truth always and be comfortable in their skin. And because we've got a lot of women from my generation who are busy applying skin lightening creams, who are not proud of their skin. So that's I'm
Yeah.
teaching my girls that you should be proud of who you are, speak your truth, be present in your now, because we worry a lot about what's to come tomorrow. I'm just teaching them that they should be happy and present in their now.
Yeah, amazing. And that really
Mm.
is the lesson. And I honor you for being a mother of five young women. I mean, my goodness, what You really are in service. You are in service to the rising goddess and the divine feminine coming into their power. And so I acknowledge you and recognize you for that. That's amazing. Yeah. I
Thank
have
you.
only one child. His name is Cadence, and he's 7. And very much like you, he is my why. He is my
Yeah.
why I am in service, right? And
Yeah.
just as you are in service, as you said, the children are the why. We want to leave this place better than we found it. You know, and offer them an earth that's of a higher frequency. And that does start with teaching them sovereignty and beginning within. So thank you. I see you. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Sheva introduced us because she specifically mentioned a couple things. The first thing was HearthMath and the heart
Yeah.
lock-in technique, and that was one connection point. So let's talk about that before we move into Kiss the Ground and Food Forest. So the heart math, I understand that you went through a program or your organization is putting girls through the program. Tell us about that.
Yes. So when I met Sheva on Facebook through a
Mm-hmm.
friend, but I had actually seen Sheva on YouTube when she was being interviewed by Brian Scott, and she was talking about the heart.
Uh-huh.
Uh, and I was like, uh, okay, it's like this lady is speaking to me. And then we later on found each other on Facebook, and she offered me the course of the HearthMath, and I've taken it since. And we are working on offering it to the girls that we are helping with school tuition. We haven't They haven't taken it as yet, but they
Okay.
are. We have set up a date for December, so that Trevor will be there and they'll start teaching them the hard look. But I am already doing it, and it has changed my life. Um, I've I've learned from not to sometimes not to react to certain situations. I stop and I pause and I ask my heart,
Mm-hmm.
and the answers they come. So I'm actually so grateful that I met Sheva and she gave me the tools. It has really helped me cope in so many situations whereby I have to stop and pause. And I didn't know that the heart is such a powerful tool. And like at first, I remember when I I had my daughter who was not feeling well, and Sheva said, "I'm sending some hearts to you. I'm sending some love." Initially, I never used to understand it. How does someone send some love from that much far?
Oh, it looks like we lost you, Precious.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there you are. We lost you for a moment. So you didn't understand how she could send love from afar. Can you complete that?
Yes, yes. I never used to get it. I didn't get what it meant then, but with practice, I now get it. I really
Yeah.
understand it, and I really receive it. When someone is saying, "I'm sending you some love," I really receive the love.
Yeah. Yeah. Amazing. And that is the part that's the power of heart coherence. That's what we're speaking of. Last year we worked with HearthMath Institute, and Howard Martin hosted a heart lock-in technique in the middle of the day, in the middle of 11:11, and it was amazing. And it really is about creating that coherence around the heart. And we're not just talking about what happens anatomically, right? We're talking about frequency and energy as well, but they're measuring it with science, and that's what is the beauty of the heart lock-in technique. And it's so simple. So grateful that you have that tool, and you're going to be able to share it with the girls as well. And yeah, amazing. Sweet. So that was one connection point. And then the other was Kiss the Ground. So I know that you have some plans with Kiss the Ground and Food Forest in Zimbabwe. So tell us about that.
Okay, so I came across Kiss the Ground through a friend. We were just talking about farming and all, and then she's like, "There's a lady I know in Kenya who's already practicing the regenerative agriculture. I
Yeah.
can connect you to the lady, and then you can maybe go there and she mentors you." So I was in Kenya last year in December, and I visited a few farms there where they are practicing permaculture, and I was like blown away. And also, this particular friend of mine, she organized for me to get some courses with Sister Ground, and Sister Ground
Mhm.
offered me the gardening courses, and I learned a lot. And then I'm like, I really want to practice this. This is the way. This is how people should live, like creating food forests. Can you just imagine when now you don't have to walk into the shops and buy all the food that you don't know how it's been grown. You don't know what is being sprayed on that food. And I love regenerative farming. The information that I got from Sister Ground to learn that method of farming is not harming the earth. It's actually we're actually healing the soil, and it was it's something that we have already started embarking on. So we managed to get a piece of land, like 66 hectares of land, and already we have launched. We've already started a project on that land, whereby we are practicing at the regenerative agriculture, and it's so amazing. It's working with the soil, and it's therapeutic at the same time, and it's it's amazing knowing that we are not harming the soil. We are actually creating uh, food that is whole, that is organic, that feeds the body. And so
Yeah.
that's what we are on to right now. We haven't harvested it yet. We're going to have our first harvest maybe in 2 months from now. That's when we'll
Uh-huh.
have our first harvest.
Uh-huh. Amazing. And so,
Yeah.
as somebody who went to one of these food farms and witnessed regenerative agriculture, and you said you were just, inspired and in awe with it. Tell us what it is exactly, like from your words. I know that people are going to be watching the Kiss the Ground documentary, and as part of our content this year. Um, but I really want to know from you, like, what does it mean? Like, when you take the dead leaves off, you just drop it on the ground, right? You don't pick it up, you let it compost, or you put it in under the dirt. Like, tell us a little bit about the process.
So like what I learned the most was I didn't know that the soil needs to be dressed. So while I was there in Kenya, there's a guy, his name is Coach Joseph. He's been to Australia. He stayed in Australia for 5 years while he was learning about regenerative agriculture. So he was
Hmm.
so generous about the information. He's the one that shared with me that you see the soil is just like your skin. Isn't you take good care of your skin, you moisturize your skin, you do everything to the skin. So the soil must never be left there. You need to dress the soil with those dead
Uh-huh.
leaves, with the grass. Um, and I got to feel the soil that they were practicing the regenerative agriculture on. It had been practiced on for like 3 or 4 years. It was so soft, and there was no need for me to use a shovel or a garden fork or a hoe, just by your hand, just using my hand like this,
Yeah.
and just planting the seed and just covering. And the soil was so soft. It was even the smell of the soil. It was like, yeah, the soil is alive.
Yes.
And I was like, I can't wait to get home and start doing this and start practicing this.
Yes, amazing. One of the gentlemen that I'm speaking with during this summit, his name is Brian Jones, and he creates a carbon-based mycelium living soil, and he doesn't use animal waste. And when I picked it up in my hands again, like you said, it's soft, it smells good, it's luscious. You can tell that it retains moisture.
Yeah,
And so I know that this is the way, like this is the way that we need to start farming our land. And it's very urgent right now that everything's drying up. And I mean, if you think even of Egypt, and that, area was the cradle of civilization, and it's a desert now, and so that has changed over time, obviously. But it was a lush green land. The Nile River used to come all the way up to the pyramids, and now it's like 8 miles away. And so, yes, the earth shifts and changes, but it also is influenced by how we treat her. And so if we take care of her and help her have living soil, then not only does it replenish our drinking water sources nearby, but it helps keep the carbon in the soil where it belongs, so it's not in the atmosphere. And there's so many benefits to it, including the food. And I want to live a really healthy, vibrant, fulfilling life. And so to me, that means healthy living food, and it starts with the soil. So you said you have several hectares of land. Was that gifted to the organization, or how did you come by that you're going to be starting this food farm or food forest? Sorry.
Wow. It's a long story, but we, as an organization, would go to the Minister of Lands, and request for the land. And land is very scarce nowadays here. Everyone wants land. Apparently, everyone just wants to do farming. Everyone wants to do farming in our country of late, the sort of northeast. So we were, because there's a community that we were already working with, the community that we helped with a borehole, we drilled a borehole, and then we also help them get started on a community garden so that they can plant some crops and sustain themselves. In this there's excess they can sell. Um, because of that, we went to the Ministry of Land and we told them that there's a community that we were working with that side. As an organization, we would love to have our own piece of land on that area if it's possible. So we applied for the land, and that's how we got the land from the Ministry of Land.
That's amazing. A gift from the
Yes,
universe, right? And when
yes,
you do
yes,
good deeds, you receive, right?
yes,
It's all reciprocal. That's one of our core values is reciprocity, and just that constant ebb and flow, and that infinity sign of giving and receiving. So you have this land, and you'll be able to give food to the locals, and that's just beautiful. So
yes.
grateful. Good for you. Good for everyone.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
So tell us a little bit about the Sisters Connected Trust. Tell us about the organization and the work that you're doing.
Okay, so this is connected trust. How we got started, we we were looking at the girl child mostly. The girl child here in Africa, uh, they're still like in the marginalized areas, like in the rural areas, they're still facing challenges whereby some, if there's not enough money to educate, if there's a boy child and a girl child in a household, and the money is not enough to take both of them to school, the first
Mm,
preference will be to take the boy child, and then the girl child stays at home. They're not educated, and then they get married at an early age. So we looked at all those issues, and then we were like, we need to do something to help the girl child get an education, because an educated child has got a brighter future. We're trying to cap the issues whereby a girl child gets married at 12 because they are lying idle here at home. They've got nothing that they're doing. They're not going to school, so they get married off at 12. Some run
mm,
away from home, and
yeah.
then some get pregnant at that age of 12. So we came together as women, and that's how we formed Sisters Connected Trust. And then we started running some campaigns on Facebook to say we're fundraising, say, can you please help us educate the girls' house? And then that's how we met with Sheva. And Sheva was like, okay, we can help. and then she mobilized some sponsors to help us. And now at the present moment, we've got uh, 14, 14 girls. So actually, it's 13 girls and one boy that have gotten sponsorship that we're helping into school.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so you help fund them going to school, like getting their school supplies and paying tuition or something like that? Mhm.
Yes, paying tuition and getting the school supplies like stationery and school uniforms as well.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, amazing.
Mm.
Well, sister, you are really in service to humanity, and it starts with the local community, right? And it grows from there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Uh,
indeed. Is there um is there anything that you want to share, like from a mother of five women, something that you want to share with humanity, with people around the world? This is your moment to give us your message. Hmm.
Um, what I can say is it's it's very important that you step into your inner being, your inner soul, and you ask yourself in the morning when you wake up, like, what can I do better than I did yesterday? Like,
Mhm.
there's something you said earlier to say that we want to leave this earth in a better place than we found it.
Yes.
So, what I can say is, if you have a goal like this kind of a goal of leaving this earth a better place than we found it. So every day in the morning when you wake up, um, ask yourself that what did I do yesterday that's contributing towards me leaving this place a better place, and what can I do better? And yeah, just follow your path and just do your part. Like in our like where we are right now, there's a lot of excuses that we can give to say, I'm coming from a poor country, I don't have money, how what can I do? You start where you are and you use whatever you have. As for me, when I saw that these girls are suffering and they're not going to school, I do not have any money to pay fees for the girls. But I say to myself, I have a voice. I'm going to use my voice to get help for these girls. So it's just a matter of starting where you are with whatever you have. If what you have is just a voice like Precious, use that voice. If what you have is the resources, you've got money, use that money to contribute to good, to do good, do some good. And yeah, that's all I can say. That use what you have. Start where you are into making living this earth a better place than we found it.
Oh, it's so beautiful. Yes, leave the world a better place than we found it. For
Mm-hmm.
the children, for our children's children's children.
Yes.
I feel your heart, sister. Thank you. I'm sending you love right now. Mm,
Thank, thank you.
yeah. I'm curious if there is another project or another thing that you want to bring our attention to that's happening in your community, or in Africa in general. And if you want to speak to something that might need assistance or a solution for, is there something that you want to speak to?
Yes, like with the girls that we're helping with school tuition and everything. There are some who are really coming from broken homes. Like we have one particular girl that's coming from a home where she's being molested. We are working on getting a safe house for those girls. If we can get help in getting the girls a safe house, like yes, we're helping them with taking them into school, going to boarding. Like this particular girl, we put her in a boarding school so that she doesn't spend much of her time in that kind of environment. But we need a safe house for these girls. Say that when they are on holiday, when they are not in school, they have a place where they can go to. They don't have
Mm,
to go back to the very same situation that we're trying to take them out.
yeah. I think we lost you again. She'll come back in a moment. So, a safe house. Yes. Yes. That is planting a seed again.
Someone that needs that is seeking refugee, they can just walk into that house and feel safe in that house. So that's what we are
Mhm.
working on right now. That's the project that we are initiating, that we're working on. Provide a safe house for the girls and for the women as well that need the space.
Yeah. 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 And that's amazing. It's, it's important. That's one of our 7 core needs, right? Our 7 core needs is living soil, drinking clean drinking water, vitalizing food, fresh air to breathe, um, emotional safety and emotional support, essentially, and being able to come to our fullest potential. And I think I'm missing one right now, but uh, Unity Earth speaks of our 7 core needs, and safety and emotional support is like one of them. We need to feel safe so that we don't spiral down into depression, suicidal tendencies, all of these things. And so, a safe house. Can people find out about that on your website, or is this a new project that you're developing, or just putting the call out now?
It's a new project that we're developing. It's not
Okay.
yet on the website.
Okay. All right.
Mm.
But people can contact you there. Yeah.
Yes, yes, they can. Yes.
Okay. Wonderful. Do you want to share that with us now? How do people find you?
Um, there's the website.
Yes.
It's www.sistersconnected.co.zw. And
Okay.
also I have a WhatsApp now. We have a WhatsApp platform. It's plus 263 775 202 765. And there's an email. It's nyadongoprecious@sistersconnected.org.
.org. Okay. Okay. Cool.
Yes.
Thank you. Amazing.
Mm.
Thank you so much for your time and for being here and sharing everything that you're up to. I want to say that I'm taking a tour and hosting a tour to Egypt for 11/11/2024. And so we'll be there for 20 days. And one of my dearest, beloved's best friends, Cynthia Carter, uh, I spent time with her in Egypt, 3 weeks with her last year. She's going to come with us. And she's like, I need to go home. I want to go home. And so she will continue traveling south. And I think I'd like to do that too. I would love to come see you. I have a couple friends in Johannesburg. Like, it would be lovely to explore Africa.
That
Yes.
would be nice. That would be awesome. Joburg
I
is
will.
just it's just an hour's flight away from us.
What is?
Joburg, it's just 1 hour
Okay.
flight home.
Wow. Amazing. Yeah. Well, our trip ends in Aswan. So right at the kind of the border of the Nubian desert. And, so, yeah, I feel like it's possible. I will let you know.
Okay,
Come meet the
okay.
girls.
Please do
um,
come into the girls.
yeah. Oh, I would really enjoy that. All right, sister. Thank you so much. And, with the little bit of tech issues, I feel like we had a beautiful container and got to share um, from your heart and all the things that you're up to. And I so appreciate you. I'm so appreciative of Sheva for connecting us. Is there any final thoughts or words or anything you want to share?
Uh, Thank you so much for having me here. Thank
Hmm.
you, thank you, thank you. It's been an honor having to share my thoughts with you here. And I love the fact that you're also mm, all for the regenerative farming,
Yeah.
regenerating the soil, and it's it's a wonderful idea for us to leave the earth a better place than we found it. It's
Yeah.
it's it's so comforting to know that there are people who are thinking about this. It's not just, sometimes you'd be thinking that you're crazy when you're talking about dressing the soil, and people are like, "What do you mean dressing the soil?" But
Hmm.
but to think that there are people who think like me as well. So it's thank you so much. Thank you.
So appreciative. Thank you, Precious. And I just love your name. It's so precious. I just want to give you the biggest hug right now.
Oh, I'm receiving the hug as well.
Yes.
Thank you.
Oh, well, blessed be. Have a beautiful day. Thank you again. And thank you, everyone, for being here for this beautiful conversation with Precious from Zimbabwe. Until next time, have a beautiful, beautiful day.
Bye.
Mhm.